Governor Mills visited the state's emergency management agency this afternoon. Mills thanked the workers for their hard work to keep Mainers prepared and safe through many storms, including Hurricane Lee. Mills says she's confident the state is well prepared for the impending storm. She says the storm is expected to bring high winds and heavy rains that will result in outages and infrastructure damage. Mills thanked President Biden for approving a presidential emergency disaster declaration that will give the state access to federal resources and personnel in the wake of the storm. She's also encouraging everyone to check on their neighbors, follow local orders, and stay away from the coast.
People out driving during a storm with heavy rains should be very, very aware of the possibility of deep water, and not to drive through water without knowing what it is and how deep it is. Don't test it. Turn around, go back home. Stay home if you can, and keep an eye on your neighbors and your family members as best you can. Outages, electrical outages, are almost inevitable in a storm with these kinds of winds. And so obviously MEMA is in touch with the utilities. They are prepared to address outages as promptly as possible.
Mills says Mainers should have up to 3 days worth of food and medicine if they can. That is typically the amount of time before people can get access to resources.